Hello guys and welcome to Wolf Nation. My name is Mo and today we're going to watch another episode 6. So last time guys on another. Let's try to remember. So yeah, last episode the class representative, I believe she had a meeting with the rest of the class except for Sakikibara, and they decided that the best course of action was to actually ignore Sakikibara. So everyone just pretended that he didn't exist, and at that point that's when I realized that they were doing the same thing to Misaki. I was still hesitant to say that she actually does exist, but I think that is like 95% or more proof that she does exist and that they can see her, but they're pretending that they don't see her, just like they're doing to Koichi. So you know, obviously he was trying to figure out what's going on, and no one wanted to talk to him except for that kid and his friend, which I don't remember their names, but they decided to walk home with him and, you know, talk to him, and he was started to tell him, you know, everything that was going on and why it's going on, but then he all of a sudden had a heart attack and died. So that just enforced their beliefs that they shouldn't talk to him, and now no one is talking to him except for Misaki. So he started to, you know, have a conversation with her. She told him that, you know, I'll tell you everything, just ask. So she explained that it all started, you know, I don't know, I think it was back 20 years or 25 years ago. Anyways, back then, that they would check the roster of the students and there will always be one extra student compared with the amount of, you know, chairs or, you know, tables in the classroom. So what she said is that there's someone in the classroom who's actually dead and doesn't know that they are dead, and that person is causing all of this without even knowing. So creepy. I wonder who it could be. I don't really know that many of them in the classroom. Obviously it can't be Misaki, can't be Sakikibara. Well, I don't know. They don't know who it is, and the person himself or herself don't know. So it could be anyone. But she also said that's the reason why, you know, they pretend that one student doesn't exist in hopes of stopping, you know, the curse. But the one thing I didn't get, and I still don't get, is, you know, they said one person dies every month. I believe multiple people died in 1 month. We saw like that girl, I can't remember her name, with the glasses, both of her parents died, and then she died, and then I'm not sure the time frame, but then another student died, so that's confusing. And if they already was doing that to Misaki, then what's the point? Well, I guess he did transfer in, so they didn't account for him coming to the school. So that answered my question there, but still I have a lot of questions. But I'm still intrigued. Hopefully they can somehow get rid of this curse, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. So let's dive into it, see what's going on. Here we go.
I don't want to. If I said that, would you not do it?
Well, of course you have every right to refuse. However, if the calamity begins...
I don't know how many years, but...
I understand.
Someone actually talking to her.
Excuse me. What will the teachers outside of
Sounds
class
like the
3
girl
do?
with the glasses.
They will cooperate to the best of their ability. However, you should not discuss this matter.
Not even to our families?
So is
The
it that
rules
like the
dictate that we
meeting that they
must
just
not
had
speak of
about
it.
ignoring one person?
If it's such an important rule, why wasn't I told about it when I first got there?
Well, the problem is, you had already spoken to me. That made it difficult for them to broach the subject with you.
Tell me something. There's another thing I want to ask you.
So they should
Is
have
there
just
some reason your desk is the only one in the
ignored both of
class
them at the same
that's
time.
so old?
That's part of the rule. I guess it serves some sort of purpose in completing the charm for class 3.
I saw the words, "Who is dead?" scribbled on your desk.
So
Did you write that?
Who
Tell me.
is dead in the classroom?
I know that I'm not dead, so I wanted to ask who is. That's all it was.
But how do you know
Do
you're
you
not
know
dead?
who it is?
Well,
If the one person doesn't know.
this is my friend Sakakibara.
What's up with her mom?
Welcome.
She's so...
Forgive my appearance. Is he a friend from class? Or from the art club?
He's also a customer at the
Strange.
gallery downstairs. He seems to enjoy it immensely.
Oh, really? That's an unusual interest for a boy. You like dolls?
Well,
You should probably be leaving now, Sakakibara.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, Kirika. I'll go ahead and see him out.
Okay.
The way you talk to your mom. I'd almost think you two are strangers from the way you talk to each other.
We've pretty much always treated each other that way.
Why then?
What's your family like?
I don't have a mom. She died right after I was born.
I see. Well, that was normal for us. 'Cause you see, I'm nothing more than another one of her dolls.
That's awful. You're her daughter. Her flesh and blood.
Did she
I may
somehow
be flesh and blood, but I'm not real.
Then
create her?
does your mom know about all this stuff with class 3?
No, she doesn't. I can't tell her.
What does she think about you skipping school so often?
She couldn't really care less. Or she just doesn't want to interfere.
Why did they decide to make 2 people non-existent?
Well, because they probably thought the charm wouldn't hold if they told you to start ignoring me now. That's all.
So by making a second person cease to exist, they thought they could strengthen the charm?
What if it
Right.
backfires?
It also saved them the trouble of explaining me to you. It's quite logical, actually.
I see. But it's just a charm, isn't it? All of this for a charm?
Well, they're desperate. When they consider that they might be next, it makes them take things
Do
seriously.
they have to like stay at that school?
Do you think they're being unreasonable?
Yeah, I do.
This is the only school in the whole
I'm afraid there are no guarantees.
town or city.
But if there's a chance it could help everyone avoid the calamity, isn't it worth it?
Do they transfer out and
It's
still
sad when
follows
people
them?
die
That's
so
why they're staying
tragically.
there. So why does she hide that eye again? Just because it's...
I showed you this once before.
And she said she
didn't I?
sees things that she shouldn't.
I lost my left eye when I was 4. It developed a nasty tumor. I woke up one day and the eye was gone. My mom said a regular artificial eye wouldn't be attractive, so she made a special one just for me.
You don't have to hide it. Misaki, I actually think your eye is beautiful.
They say I almost died during my surgery. I can sort of vaguely remember what happened that day. Believe me,
You mean a near-death experience?
death isn't kind. It's dark and black, and as far as you can see, you're all alone. There's no one else.
All alone?
Yes, but it's no different when you're alive, is it? No matter how
how
many
she feels.
relationships we seem to have, we're all alone. I am, my mother is. And you are too. So was
Is her
Misaki.
mom distant because of what happened
Starting
when
tomorrow, we're 2 of a
Misaki was a
kind.
kid?
Oh, mm-hmm. Did Mom ever talk to you about her memories of junior high school?
Huh? Where's this coming from?
Mom was in class 3 in 9th grade too, right?
Maybe
Anything
she
come to
died
mind?
because of the curse. Not because of shock first.
Nope.
Nothing at all?
If you remember, he's
Well,
not gonna
I'm
actually
sure she told me a few things.
say it.
So, Ritsuko was in class 3, you say? Anyway, how's it feel to be back after,
A year and a half? This was my first time coming here since I started junior high.
huh? I'm not sure of that. Oh, yeah.
So he
you're
brought
right.
him here before.
My mistake. Hey, you're breaking up.
Oh my god, what's gonna happen? So we're gonna ask his father.
Misaki!
Sakakibara!
Okay. Is this real? Are they actually doing... Oh. I did not see her doing that.
I gotta stop
That would be fun, though. They can't do anything about it. Shit, I'd be going crazy. I'm actually like that.
Kirika doesn't
One
make
girl.
lunches for you?
As a friend,
Sometimes when she feels like it.
and no
But
teachers
to be
to bother
honest,
me.
they're not very good.
Do you ever cook?
Mm-mm. Never. I can only heat up ready-made meals. Isn't that normal for kids our age?
I'm a pretty decent cook, actually.
Really? That's
She
unusual.
got an offer or something.
I was an officer in the cooking club at my old school.
Then will you make me something to eat someday?
Sure, someday.
Someday.
By the way, weren't you drawing up here before?
I'll be making it up
Have you
for
finished
tomorrow.
what you were drawing?
Pretty much.
Did you decide to give her wings?
I did. I'll show you. Someday.
Didn't mean I have to go to class. Like, who cares? Do whatever they want. I guess you gotta look at the bright side, huh? At least they're not alone. I see her smile. It's nice.
Misaki, hey! What are you doing here?
I just felt like
Oh,
dropping in.
they can talk
So,
to
you didn't
Chris.
quit the club after all.
They're not in the same
No, I
class.
just needed a break.
Oh, yeah?
I see Mochizuki hasn't changed.
Speak of the devil. Hi, Mochizuki.
Hey, guys, do you think you could all come with me for a second? There's something we've got to do right away.
We
they're gonna
do?
tell them to
What
ignore
is
her.
it?
Oh, why do we
But
have to go
Misaki's here to
through this?
visit us.
I'm
Never
not
mind that, just hurry, okay?
If they're not in the same class, then well, it doesn't matter. Whatever. They're like whatever, so I'm like whatever. Let's see that. Oh, that's
At least it wasn't
Beautiful.
thrown away, I guess.
Is their homeroom teacher...
You sure looked different back then.
cleans
So
that
it
old
is the
guy in the
person you
library.
mentioned before.
Yes, I was talking about Chibuki.
Oh, two of you here today.
There are two non-existent people here now.
So I see.
So
Do you
he
understand the situation now, Sakakibara?
I
talks to
guess
them.
I do,
So
but
do
I'm
they ignore
still
him too?
finding it hard to wrap my head around it.
That's understandable.
According to that picture, you were Class 3's homeroom teacher
So
26
why is he
years ago,
talking to
weren't
him?
you? And that's how you knew my mother.
That's right.
Then you're not going to get in trouble with the class if you don't ignore us, are you?
I have no connections to your class at this time.
Okay.
If they have to be living in Yomiyama, does that mean anyone who leaves town would be safe?
Yes. Think of it like
why the
a cell
fuck are
phone
they
signal that
staying?
starts going out of range.
I get not
Why do you
everyone
stay
can
here,
afford. Yes.
I never meant to harm anyone. Never.
Okay.
Seems silly to think that way now.
Who did you harm?
But that ended up being the trigger, which opened the door to
Did he
death.
start all this?
Half of me was crushed by guilt, but the other half was ruled by fear. Fear that I might be the next to die. So I ran away.
Have teachers died too?
Only homeroom and assistant homeroom teachers.
Excuse me. Was the Misaki who died 26 years ago a boy or a girl?
A boy. His surname was Yomiyama, like this town.
Misaki's
His
a
full name
boy.
was Misaki Yomiyama. One night in May, his house burned down. The whole family died. Parents and brothers included.
Did you see the photo the dead Misaki appeared in? Did you get one?
Yes, I did.
Do you still have that photo?
No. To tell you the truth, it terrified me.
Is it true when they say school records somehow get altered?
It's true. This holds copies of all class rosters, 26 years worth from 1972 to present. The people with a red X by their name are the ones who died that year. Look at the roster from 2 years ago. See the name written at the bottom?
Yeah.
She was the dead person that year.
So what you're saying is 7 people died in 1996. That's not many, is it?
Because the plan to make one person non-existent worked. After the students implemented the procedure, nobody else died. However, shortly after the second term began, the student they chose to not exist ended up renouncing the role. Breaking under the pressure and isolation, he demanded that he existed, and that everyone treat him accordingly.
And so it began.
The deceased in 1996 was named Mami Asakura. But she was originally a student in the 1993 class. However, I've checked the official records for 1996, and her name was not on the roster.
It wasn't?
Correct. As I recall, her name was on the 1996 roster. But there was no record of her having attended in 1993. It had disappeared.
Both the name and the X?
Both, yes.
Weird.
As you can see, when the phenomenon is active, checking records is pointless.
And people's memories. They're altered too, aren't they?
Exactly. Then, at the end of the year, when the deceased disappears after graduation, the records revert to their original state, ultimately revealing the extra student. In addition, all memories of the deceased are lost. All is forgotten. It doesn't make any sense. There's only one countermeasure that seems effective against this phenomenon. Denying the existence of someone in the class. I don't believe it's a curse. There is no malice, none at all to be found. It occurs naturally, like a typhoon or an earthquake.
Then will having 2 non-existent students be more effective?
I can't say. There are almost no instances of the calamity stopping mid-year.
Really?
Miss Mikami was Class 3's homeroom teacher in 1996.
Huh? Oh, you're right.
That young lady has been through a great deal already. To make her the assistant homeroom teacher again after so little time. Ritsuko was in Yomiyama then.
She was. She came here to have me and stay with her family for a while.
So he was.
So she died in this town. Now I see.
So did she die because of the curse? Shit.
Tell me something. When my mom died 15 years ago, was that part of the Class 3 calamity?
I don't know.
My poor Ritsuko.
He said 15 years ago.
Poor
So.
Ritsuko. My Ritsuko.
I honestly don't know what happened to Ritsuko. But I think the calamity was stopped that year, but I'm not sure about it.
It stopped mid-year? What do you mean? How was it stopped? Please, Reiko!
I can't remember.
Reiko, what do you mean? Please try to remember something. Anything at all.
Well, I think something may have happened during summer break.
Did something happen to memory or?
I can't remember what though. I'm sorry, Koichi.
It's one depressing teacher.
Good morning, class. Today I must apologize to you all, but I have to. I have done my utmost so that all of you could. So all of you could all graduate in good health next spring. I did everything I could to make that happen for all of you. But unfortunately, everything that occurs from now on is for all of you to deal with together.
He's leaving.
Once all of this is started, I don't know if any amount of struggling will do any good for any of you at all. I don't know. You can't expect me to understand, but I believe it's futile to speak of such things now. I don't know what to do. This is my only choice.
Is he gonna kill himself or kill everyone? Jesus. So guys, that was another episode 6. So we got a whole bunch of information in this episode. Even though I'm pretty sure I didn't process it all. But what else is new? So let's try to start from the beginning. Well, Misaki's mom, she's strange to say the least. And Misaki, referring to their relationship, she's saying that, you know, it's normal that they're pretty much cold to each other, and she's just another doll to her, and that even though she is flesh and blood and that she exists, or she's not real to her mom, or something like that. So is it that her mom's just a bad mom? Is it because she had that tumor in her eye and lost her eye, so her mom, out of fear, started to become distant? That doesn't seem likely. Did like Misaki have a sister, brother, or someone that died? That's why her mom is the way she is. What happened to her father? I have no clue. But her mom didn't make her that eye. I don't know what's going on with her mom. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed, both of them having each other. Like, they both don't exist to anyone but each other, so at least they're not alone. So that's the bright side, and they can do whatever they want. No one to tell them, what to do or anything like that, so that's cool. And also we got to see Misaki smile in this episode, which was really nice. It's the first time I think we really seen her smile. So he's starting to, have an impact on her. So we obviously know why, they're ignoring Misaki, and then they decided to ignore Koichi because he started talking to her, and then people started dying, so they figured if they ignored them both, then that would stop the curse. Don't see that happening, but so far no one has died since they ignored them both. So the librarian, he's definitely an interesting character. He's talking to both of them. He's saying that he doesn't have any affiliations to that classroom, so he doesn't have to worry about the curse. But he did say that he's the cause of all this, which I feel like, why they didn't pressure him more into telling them why he thinks he's the cause of it. Like, if someone said, I started all of this, I'm gonna like, what did you do? But they didn't ask him anything about that. So I wonder if he was, and if so, did he like kill someone, or what happened? But he did know Sakakibara's mom, Risco, and we also found out that she came because I think Reiko, she told Sakakibara that she actually came to that town or town to give birth to Sakakibara. So now he's wondering, like, did she die because of that curse? They did say that, the curse have stopped at that point, but it could be possible that she did die because of the curse. I'm gonna keep asking, or keep wondering, why they don't just shut down school, or move to a different school, or leave the school. They did say that the person, in class 1A, is it class 1A? And their family in 2 degrees, I think they said, so like mother, father, cousin, or not cousin, grandparents, and brothers and sisters, I think, are the ones affected, but you have to be in that town, Kaminadi, whatever that name is. So it didn't say that it extends outside of that town, so they could leave. At least that's what I believe. So they asked him why he's staying. He said because he feels guilty. Why didn't they ask, like, why is the student still staying? Why is the school still open? So, But yeah, they also talked about, the school roster and how it changes. I didn't quite understand all of it, or didn't get all of it, but they did say, like, the name sometimes appears and then disappears, and then appears, when the year's over, showing which student actually, was the deceased, and that it actually erases their memory, so there's no point in even looking at their, roster. So we'll see. But yeah, we're starting to get more information, a better understanding of, the curse and what's going on. Still leading to even more questions, but looking forward to seeing how this all plays out. So guys, if you want to check out the next one, you can right now, patreon.com. Link is in the description, but as always, leave me in the comments, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Till next time, guys. Take it easy.